Hi, Michelle.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Spare Parts.
Should
Evan, you're drinking.
Harmonize?
Yeah. No. You're right.
Well, okay. I'm gonna do spare parts. Okay. And then you're gonna do spare parts. Okay.
I am?
Spare parts. Yeah, you are.
Can I just not find my own harmony, or do I have to do a whole
Okay.
thing?
No. Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna do spare parts.
Spare parts.
Nice. That feels good.
That felt good.
Connor,
yeah, it felt good.
take everything out and start now. Hi, Michelle. How are you? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God, my dog is barking. Can you hear
her? Bring her.
Clem, you're the love of my life and the bane of my existence.
She has a deep bark, eh?
Oh, she means business. And it's like...
What does she bark at?
Anything, a squirrel.
Really?
The neighbor's child who's just trying to live his life and play hockey. One second.
All right, so it's just me, you guys. This is a great opportunity to just hear the sound of my voice. So I'm just going to speak sultry tones. Hey, listener. Been a while. Call 1-800-MODELO. That's 1-800-MODELO. Wait, how many numbers is that? M-O-D. Almost. Modelo 1. Man, I miss phone sex ads. Like, that was such a huge part of my childhood. We were watching TV, and then it was like Quest. I was just telling them about phone sex ads. You remember when you used to turn on the TV when you were a kid and you'd like wait for like the Quest ads to come on with like Evangeline Lilly, and she'd be like, "Hi, I'm waiting by the phone for your call."
No.
You don't remember these ads?
No, I don't. Maybe this was an Ontario thing.
You were so sheltered. No way it's an Ontario thing. Wait, did you ever watch that like Tele Latina like Playboy channel? Like that was like the network was like the Latin channel at night and they played Playboy?
No.
Like softcore. Really?
I was sheltered.
You were super sheltered. This is a huge part of my growing up was like the recall button on my remote control.
Not only did I not have access to this stuff as far as I can, remember, I didn't even know to look.
What? Okay, I'm just going to name a couple of things. You tell me you've never heard of these. Red Shoe Violin.
No.
Red Violin, Red Shoe Diary, Red Violin. Blue, what was it called? Body Shots.
No.
Blue, Perfect, what is it, blue something? No? None of these are meaning anything to you, eh?
Nothing, means nothing,
How much older was your brother than you?
He is 6 years older than me.
Yeah, see, you should have tons of weird stuff that you happened upon. I had a brother who's 8 years older and one 10 years older. I found tons of weird stuff. Yes, but you're
also a boy. My brother's not going... my brother...
They didn't show me. I went through their stuff.
Oh, I see. I was like, well...
Like, they were like, here, Evan. I found Playboy magazines and then I sold them to the neighbor.
Whoa.
For a helmet. That's such a loser thing to do. I wanted a helmet for my rollerblading.
That's cool.
But it was a cool helmet.
Right, worth it.
Yeah, worth it.
Well, you were kind of like in the sex industry in a way.
That's what they say about old Evan J. Stern in the sex industry in a way.
The only time my friend Katie and I went through my brother's room is when we were looking for Wicca books, like Wiccan books.
Did he have those?
Mm-hmm, he had his. He wasn't Wiccan, but he had some friends who were dabbling in the. I would say.
Was he into a ghoul?
No, it was
a witch.
I mean, no, it was like guys who wore cloaks and stuff. They were really nice.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they were like his group of friends were Wiccans, I guess, for a period of time. Yeah, and they were so nice. And he had some books, and then my friend Katie and I wanted to learn how to make a Ouija board because we wanted, we weren't allowed to have a real one. So we made one. I know how to make one.
This feels way more devious than what I did.
Yeah, now that I say it out loud.
You're playing with the nether realm. And I was just like, I want to see some boobs.
Yeah. I was like, and I want to dabble in the dark arts.
Yeah, I want to bring forth a demon.
Can I tell a scary Ouija board story? It's not my story. Wait. It didn't happen to me.
Happened to a friend of mine. Shout out Freaky Stories.
Shut up. I won't say who this is about. But back in like the 50s, this woman was in grade 9 or something. And she went on her class choir went on a trip to Vancouver to do like a performance. And they were staying in a hotel. And it was just like a group of young young girls, all staying in a hotel, so fun. So they did their performance, went back to the hotel. And then at night, they all got together and one of the girls had brought a Ouija board with them.
Ooh.
So they're all playing, they're asking the questions, da-da-da. And the board, it's like yes, no, numbers, and letters. And every question that they would ask, it would go to 213, 213, 213. And they just kind of were like, okay, either someone's doing this or it's over. And it just kind of passed. All the girls went back to their rooms, 2 girls staying in each room. 2 of the girls, this woman that I know's friend, she fell asleep. She was a sleepwalker, notoriously, and she was staying in room 213. She sleptwalked off the balcony and died.
Are you fucked? Are you serious?
I'm serious. And I saw a newspaper article, not obviously about the Ouija board, but about what had happened.
Oh,
Evan is sick to his stomach right now.
Well, that's just like,
Yeah.
God. I mean,
Is that too much of a bummer?
no, it's not, because you made it honestly sound so fake, because you're like, it happened to a friend of mine, and I saw a newspaper article one time, and it happened in the 50s.
In the 50s.
It's like, none of this is real.
I know.
The real thing there is like, I'm like, man, that's like sleepwalking. I sleepwalk for sure sometimes, or I used to a lot when I was younger. I always got freaked out about that stuff. I was always like one time I jumped down the staircase when I was sleepwalking.
It can happen.
And
It's
that
like,
sucked.
That's crazy.
That sucked. I woke up at the bottom and I was like,
Whoa.
ow! Like, it's just like, what the fuck? Like,
That's actually it's so dangerous.
yeah, it sucked.
Yeah, it sucked. Well, it sucks. I mean, so Selena Spooky Boo.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Notorious sleepwalker.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of her TikToks where sometimes I'm like, this looks so crazy that it feels like she's doing a bit. But from my understanding, she isn't. That's literally, and they've set up cameras because it's like that crazy.
And apparently she can induce the sleepwalking by eating too much cheese. So it's like, she just knows, she's like, we haven't had content in a while. So just rip a brick of nacho cheese and then just go to sleep and boom, there you go. She's like throwing cans on the lawn. And like,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. It's pretty amazing. Selena, she's
Selena.
great.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never sleptwalk.
Oh, no, you never had like, do you speak in your dreams though, or say anything, or?
I do. I talk in my dreams a lot, apparently.
And what do you say? What's your vibe? What do you
I
want
think
about?
just like nonsense gibberish kind of stuff.
Oh, you don't have like things that you've been meaning to say to like Connor, and you're like, I was really mad at you about that thing earlier. Like,
I mean, sometimes I get worried because I'll have really like vivid dreams.
sex dreams about someone else. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but like but dreams about like,
You're like, Eminem, Marshall, stop. Don't
Ew.
stop, Marshall.
ew. No, but
Mr.
I'll have-
Mathers. Sorry. My face is red. Why is my face red?
I don't know because wait, you're drinking a Modelo.
Yeah, that's why probably. Yeah.
We're recording
Beer.
in the evening, so it's totally okay.
Yeah, this is your fault, by the way. I would not be drinking a Modelo during our recordings usually, but it's
know.
7:30 in the evening.
I know.
I'm chill.
I know. This is a later recording. This is a pretty special episode.
It is. Should we talk about who's coming on? Like, I feel like this thing.
Well-
it'll say in the title. They know.
I know. They know.
Kaniehtiio Horn is going to be visiting us. It sounds like she's being summoned by the Ouija board. We should get out the Ouija just in time
Yeah.
for Kaniehtiio to show up.
We've summoned her. She's coming. She's, I think she's excited. Time will tell.
We'll see. She has 2 kids. I don't know if she's excited about anything right now.
Yeah, she's.
To be honest, it
I
must
think
be exhausting.
The fact that she's even coming to do this,
We're
it's
very
pretty
lucky.
great. We're very
Yeah.
lucky. Yeah, it's it's busy being a new mom. I hear.
I have a
Especially with
dog. I'm
2.
like, oh, when am I going to get time to record the podcast?
Well, I know because we need to walk them.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Dewey had a tummy ache today. He pooped so bad just as I was leaving. Ooh, it was bad. He puked on the rug.
Oh no.
But I think he ate chicken. He's allergic.
I am going to veer us away from dog stuff because we went a little too hard last episode. So, guys, we're just going to power through.
Sorry about that.
Evan, tell me about your week. What's going on?
Okay. Well, my dog pooped. My week. Let me tell you about my week. What did I do? What anything exciting in particular? I helped clear out the storage units in my basement and stuff. I've joined the board of my condo, and I'm becoming part of my community, and I'm being very active, and it's fun.
Good.
I'm very engaged.
And is it the board or is it the strata?
So it's a board. It's a very small condo building. It's like a loft building with only there's 15 units in it, right? So it's a very small group of people, but 5 of us are on the board. So a third of the building is on the board, and it's fun. We just talk about stuff and talk about budgets and, argue about garbage. I feel like it's a very adult, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, there's no such thing. All decisions in the world are just made by people, and there's no such thing as an adult. If I can be on the board, I'm sorry, anyone can
all
do
bets
anything.
Are off.
For real. Mm-hmm. I find I'm a goof. When we're in the meeting, I'm giggling and I keep saying, this is so interesting. And everyone's like, what the fuck is this kid talking about?
You're probably a delight.
Maybe. I'm like, can I see the blueprints? I'm asking for all this. Just so curious what everything's made of. What are the walls made of? How do they build it?
That's nice.
Okay.
I'm sure they're happy to have you.
That it's or nice. They're get this kid his Adderall and get him the fuck out of here. Go do something else.
It's nice to have a little fresh energy. Mm-hmm. And you're that fresh energy.
They did seem like they were maybe a little bit more low-key before. I've definitely added an element. Maybe we should have a drinking game next board meeting.
Ooh, bring a case of Modelo.
Yeah, meet at the cocktail bar.
We are not sponsored by Modelo. We'd love to be, but we're not.
Yeah, I'd love to be. Modelo would be a great sponsor. Mexican-Canadian trade relations.
Oh, true.
Let's
go. Gosh, yeah.
Cerveza, por favor.
Oh, the world. Like we said, we've got a very special guest coming on in just a few minutes here, but we just wanted to have a little pre-chat before she arrives.
Yeah. She's a beast. Oh my God. That episode we watched today.
I know. I'm really excited for this episode. It's another great episode.
Another banger. She's so good. I guess we'll save the flattery for when she gets here.
Yeah, save it.
But man, is she good. I was blown away.
Aw. I like her blonde hair.
Yeah, she had some little highlight action, something going on.
I know.
Some
I was
glimmer.
I don't remember her hair being so light.
So light?
That's my big takeaway. No, I'm saving it for the actual episode.
Okay. Well, then what did you get up to this week?
Yeah, I'm just, I'm leaving tomorrow. So I've just been
project.
Yeah, I'm going to go shoot a movie. So I've been prepping for that all week and kind of just getting other things done. So I'm leaving. I'll be gone for 5 days in Yellowknife, and then I'll be back for a week, and then I leave again for a few more weeks.
I was trying to think of a funny biopic you could be shooting. that would be a good joke. And this is horrible. The only person who could come to my mind was Carla Homolka.
Oh God!
That was the only name that came to my mind because I was like, that'll be a horrible biopic to have to do. But then I couldn't think of another.
I'm really excited to play her.
Yeah, really excited about bringing the humanity to this monster.
Yeah, I really just want to get into what's her side?
Jesus Christ!
Oh God, has there been a biopic of her? No,
not a famous one. Also, it's a very Canadian story too, which is weird. We have they probably if the states got wind of it. They probably have done it by now.
My Favorite Murder, they did one. Yeah, they covered it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hadn't listened to that episode.
It's a really twisted tale.
It's so fucked up.
It's extremely fucked up. Okay, pause for a second. Evan, you need to get on the group chat and talk to Dio because she doesn't.
She's lost? You're all good. Click the link.
Okay, guys.
How do we even introduce someone
I don't even know. How do we even begin? I guess.
I just want to show a picture of her drinking this water.
She's here. It's very exciting to welcome our lovely sweetie pie friend, Kaniehtiio. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. This is so nice.
I was waiting. I'm when the fuck are they going to ask me? And then I'm they better ask me. I just be scrolling and then I see Jacob's face, Andrew's face.
Yeah.
You're my friend.
If I'm not next, I swear to God.
Yeah, we wanted to wait for a good, you look gorgeous. I like your wallpaper. What's going on?
It's very nice.
So funny you say that. I was just doing an Instagram live. This wallpaper, we just launched it. Ooh. It's the 4 medicines. It's sweetgrass, sage. That? Yeah.
It's amazing. It's beautiful.
I just came up with the concept. My friend is a wallpaper. Well, she's a textile artist.
You only came up with the whole idea. is what you're saying.
But she executed it, and it's all like she screen prints it and hand, does all the stuff. Follow her, Mazzari.
Mazzari, so it's sage? What is it? What are we looking at?
Sage, sweetgrass, tobacco, and cedar.
I love
and then
it.
Where do I buy it?
Smoke, and then and then there's a lighter.
This is an elite wallpaper. Wallpaper is very boring all the time, and this is so nice. Good. It's like aesthetically pleasing, but it's also a bit fun.
It's very you. It's very you.
I like it.
It's pretty, but it's like a little bit like what's up, dude? With a lighter just thrown in there.
Yeah, you guys, this was awesome fucking promotion because we literally that's why I have a fucking light in my room. That's why I'm so.
You would not normally have a well lit light. Aren't you a professional actor who does auditions and
a podcaster
and a podcaster?
But I don't do it in my room. So
true.
Oh, this is your bedroom. Okay, this is intimate for us. I like to see you in your habitat. How cool.
Yeah, this is my nursing area.
Let's go nursing area. Let's see.
Cute. Wait, where is she?
That's actually really sweet.
I want to see her. She's so, both your babies are just stunning. And I'm sure maybe you don't want to show them on here, obviously, but they're so beautiful.
Oh, I probably will.
Okay.
So that's what's going on.
Pretty.
They'll probably come in. I told Wojo gets chill. Like if the baby freaks out.
Right.
Yeah.
She's gassy.
Relatable.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so first of all, it's so nice to see you. How are you? You just got off Instagram live promoting this wallpaper that we just honestly wasn't a setup. We just organically brought it in. Love that. What else are you up to? What's going on in your life?
I'm going to shoot Sterling Harjo's next show with Ethan Hawke.
Okay.
What?
Wait,
Tulsa.
Is this the pilot that you did?
Yeah.
And then it's going to series.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Hawk.
Congrats.
What happens? Like, do your kids come with you? Like, what does this look like for you as a mother? What happens here? They both come with. That's it.
Yeah. I've never spent, if it's more than like 3 days, then I bring my son. Sometimes I'm like, it's not worth it, like the craziness.
Right, going on the plane with him. Yeah, and that must be a lot.
Yeah.
But now I have her, and the reason why I'm able, everyone's always like, how do you do it? I'm like, I do it because I have so much
you have an entourage.
Yeah. Well, you need.
Yeah.
My niece, one of my nieces is basically like my nanny. Well, she is my nanny. I pay her, all of this stuff. Like I'm able to do this, but I have to pay people. It's not.
Of course. Yeah, it's an expense, but it is what it is. And hopefully these productions are making that easier, right?
Yeah. I'm happy.
Good.
Good.
But yeah, they come with me and I usually try and rent a house to have like a kitchen and just like more space.
Yeah.
But the girl came with me. Our first trip was in January. We went to Utah.
Pretty.
I was looking for some Real Housewives. No,
couldn't find them.
One of them wanted to come to the shorts program party.
Oh.
The guy who like runs the program. He was like, I just got an email from like some publicist saying like one of the housewives wants to come to this party, and it was like short film nerds. Like it was an awesome party. It was like, anyways, that's a whole side note.
What was the event? Why were you in Utah? It was like a film festival.
Yeah. So for Sundance, I was there for Sundance. Okay. And I was on the jury for the shorts.
That's sick.
Program.
Oh, I remember seeing that.
Because you're a writer, director, filmmaker yourself. And so as such, you are qualified to be a shorts juror.
Right? Yeah. I even have this like jacket that says director on it that they gave me.
Okay, I thought you had it made up. You're like,
well, then it's legit. That's how you know it's legit if you have the jacket.
Right?
Yeah.
Speaking of which, seeds, we haven't touched on seeds yet. Obviously, you've just come off that. Are you like, is it all settled now? Like you've like the seeds have been planted. They're done. It's for a bit.
You need to give more context to the people than that. That sounded like you were talking in code.
So Seeds is a feature that I wrote, directed, and starred in and produced. We shot it in North Bay. A lot of the same Letterkenny crew, like a lot.
Oh, I love that.
Pretty much most of the crew. Nice. Like I had like Ginger and, the Ellis brothers and everything. And it's like a violent comedy.
violent comedy. Oh my God. A perfect description. Yep.
So it's out in Canada. You can download it on iTunes. And I'm just finally think I found a distributor for the US.
Congratulations.
So
Great.
I think, this whole fucking thing, I'll get into that. But maybe this summer in the US. So people have been asking me, and there you go. So,
Okay, cool.
So this whole, like I made a fucking movie, you guys.
It's crazy. I don't understand that.
So great. When did you shoot it again?
It's fucking crazy. I shot it in June 2023.
2023. Okay. Crazy.
And I'm recovering still from the whole thing.
right? Like even though
bet.
it finished however long ago, you had to do a whole circuit, whole PR thing
every
after, all
time,
the distribution.
Yeah, every time a thing would end, I'm like, wait, what? Like, everyone's like, you ready to edit now? And I'm like, editing. And then they're like, you ready to sound design? I'm like, fuck, sound design. Then color correction. I'm like, what? And then it's like, okay, are we done yet? And then, next is like submitting it, and fuck, it never fucking ends.
Yeah.
It's too soon to ask, but like, would you ever do it again?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so you're not like totally burned. Like you loved it at the end of the day.
Yeah, of course
cool.
I did. I can only do it better next time.
Of
right?
course. Well, and I'm sure the first time is like an overwhelming learning curve, as it should be. But you've also been working as an actor in the industry. I bet you were way more prepared than you even anticipated. Like, people always say that if you've worked on enough sets as an actor, you're actually ready to direct sooner than you think you are, if you want to.
Well, Jacob is the one who was like, you can fucking do it. And I'm like, I didn't want to direct it. And he was like, yeah, you can fucking do it. He's like, directing is just making decisions all day. That's all you're doing. You're making decisions. And so, and that's really, truly, they're like black or white for the wallpaper or whatever, and you're like black. Like, you can't be like, I don't know, let me like ruminate on that for a while. Yeah. It's like, no, we just like, you need to make and be confident in your decisions.
Yeah, because it saves money, right? Like, the more confident you are, the quicker you get it done. You have to trust your gut. You have a good gut.
It was wild. It was wild. But I made sure that everybody had fun. I was like, listen, we got to fucking work hard, but I want everybody to have a good time. That's why I'm making this movie. Yeah.
Aww,
it was fun. Mm-hmm.
And it was in North Bay. So, okay, just to rewind a little bit to give the people a little bit of a backstory, because we obviously know your backstory a bit, but I feel like it's fun. It's fun. We're kind of interviewing you. I mean, come on.
To be honest, I haven't listened to your podcast yet. I was just like, when am I going to get on it?
I know you just had beef about it. Just mad, and now you're going to listen.
You listen to your episode.
I watch all the little things that I see that you guys post, but I just haven't listened to the podcast.
They're long. It's like an hour. Do you want to hear us talk for an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
People do,
what's the format? What's the format? What are we doing here?
I mean, God, it's loose. But we just kind of do an intro. And then when we have a guest, obviously we like to sort of just talk to them about what's going on in their life. And then we go through an episode of the show and then obviously get into Letterkenny and your experience. And then we'll do some like love questions from the audience that's totally unrelated to the industry. Does that work for you?
Yeah. Okay,
as a director, are you okay with this direction?
Think about it. I mean, but if you have something that you want to discuss, I'm
just saying by golly. I could feel a by golly coming out. You are.
I feel like my hair looks insane.
No,
am I just being paranoid?
You're being paranoid. Okay. I like it. It looks like a chic updo.
No,
okay, good.
Which is kind of like shocking that you're wearing a hoodie with an updo. I like that. That's cool juxtaposition.
Oh, God. Okay, so
wait. You started was Trotsky your first project?
So we're going.
That's where I want to start, because we mentioned Jacob, and just you've been in the industry for quite a while.
Where were you born? Sorry,
I was born at the Civic Hospital in Ottawa.
Oh, for real? You're born in Ottawa?
Yes, and so are my two kids. Yeah, my family is there. I spend half my time in Kaniehtiio, half my time in Ottawa.
Damn.
If you must know. I actually love Ottawa. I hate it when people knock Ottawa. I'm like, it's just small enough.
We love Ottawa on this podcast,
It's a great
My wife's
city.
family's from Ottawa.
Oh my God, we met
my grandpa's from Ottawa.
Well, that's true. Okay.
Yeah, I love Ottawa.
And then me and Michelle and I,
Yeah.
we met when we had dinner when you were doing some movie there
Yeah. That was fun.
or some show.
Movie.
Okay.
Yep. That's a fun little film. We'll keep it moving.
Okay.
It was an interesting experience.
She had a great time.
I did. You know what though? I did have a nice time in Ottawa, and I'd never really spent any time there. But it's a cute little city, and I feel like it's
picturesque.
It's similar. It's a government town like Victoria is. Like there's some parallels for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so anyways, I graduated from theater school when I was 19, and then I had an agent right out of theater school, and Montreal is pretty small, the industry here, especially the English speaking side of the industry. So Trotsky wasn't the first thing I did. I think I was maybe, I was like 20 or 21 in that.
Yeah.
Like I was young.
Yeah.
And I auditioned for it. It was this weird time where I auditioned and I got in 3 films. So the first one was the Trotsky. That we shot that in September. October, I shot The Wild Hunt. And then I went to Toronto and shot Leslie, My Name is Evil in November. And all 3 of those movies went to TIFF the next year.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
What an entrance to the industry.
I could see you being very good at auditioning though. Like you have such a strong presence when you walk in a room, you just kick the fucking door in. You're like, what are we doing here?
No, but I take that shit seriously.
Yeah,
when I'm on my game, I'm fucking on my game.
Yeah.
And I auditioned for the Trotsky, and I had done maybe like a short film or a few like short films and maybe like a made for what do they call like a Lifetime movie. They used to shoot a lot of those in Montreal. It was called Abducted.
Oh, classic.
Oh, well, of course.
Michelle was in one the other day when I was in Ottawa.
Called Abducted.
I texted Michelle. I was like, yo, you just showed up on my screen. You like just got kidnapped or something. And it's like literally like a therapist's office being like, I got kidnapped.
People like to make movies about kind of harming women. We should unpack that.
I was in another one called Web of Lies, and my character, I was a hacker. And my character's name was Spider.
Wait, I remember you telling me about this.
I just want to see a whole series about Spider.
Name.
Yeah, it is.
And I had a streak of color in my hair.
Of course you did. You were a hacker. Of course you did.
Okay, so I did. Cute. Speaking of auditions, I remember auditioning for, and I was fresh out of theater school, so I was like really fucking like serious about my, and I had to, in recent years, I had to find a bit of that again because you lose it.
You do. And then I've been going through the same thing where I'm like, I need to like get back to kind of almost like anal retentive about auditioning in the same way that I was.
Warm-ups. Get yourself fucking ready.
Yeah. Move your body. It's like so cringe, but it is true. You have to do that stuff.
Do undulations and go. It helps, okay? It makes you a better actor for some reason.
A little breath work.
Yeah. Bit of cocaine.
Back to basics.
What did I do? This feels very like a conversation. Yeah, this is fun. I miss you guys.
I miss you.
Okay, what was it? Oh yeah, so audition for the Trotsky. It was at the Twins. They had, I'm pretty sure it was at Vera and Nadia's casting house. If anybody like everybody knows these twins who cast. I don't know if they still cast. Anyways, so Jacob, I did this audition and I had a messy bun and I put like 5 pencils in it. And I just did this audition for Caroline, and he basically, I think I was like the first person that he saw audition, and then he cast me. And so I was with Ricky Maybe. We were like besties in the Trotsky. Honestly, that movie is so fucking good. And looking back at the cast, like everybody is doing stuff. It's wild. Like Dan Byrne is in there. He's like a small part. And
oh my God, Dan. I know Dan. He's
killing it right now.
Yeah.
So
I see him in everything. He's popping up in everything right now. It's wild.
He's so good. He's so funny. And then I did The Wild Hunt, and me and Ricky played boyfriend and girlfriend. It was such a weird, so I will say this. Yes, I did all of those movies. and they premiered at TIFF the next year. And then I didn't work for ages.
Yeah, well, that's how it always is, right?
Set.
Yeah.
I'm fucking set. And then it was like, and somebody, even with the Gazette here, I think in Montreal, they wrote like an article on me, and they're like, the very busy life of Kaniehtiio Horn. And I was like,
You're like, wait, what?
Bad luck. Like that.
Yeah.
Don't ever write I was like, fuck, you fucking jinxed it. Cause after that, it was like, yeah, you know, the whole, they want to see you, or no, like when they're waiting, they're like, they want to check dates, and then you're like, oh, like you get there, and then
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, those periods.
Even if you're the busiest person in the fucking world, you're still never going to be busy enough if you're that type of person. Like, it just like, you're never gonna, you know, it's the illusion of success or whatever it is. Like, you just like always feel like you could be
I thought
doing
I
more.
made it.
Yeah,
I fucking thought it. I was like, 3 fucking movies? Like, hello.
For a moment in time, for a window.
And then the next year, they made the TIFF Rising Stars program. They were like, yeah, you would have been a shoo-in. I was like, yeah.
They made it because of you. They're like, wow, we really should have had the TIFF
But then
Rising Stars
excluded
program.
her. That's such bullshit.
Oh, no, he wasn't in 3 movies the next year, you know?
Yeah, but that is the way it goes. I mean, I think like I can definitely speak to it after like the Letterkenny thing. It was like, okay, you know, we all did this big show. It had such traction. Like it was so beloved. And then it was like right into back-to-back strikes. And then like,
oh my God.
And then also, and then once your confidence is a little bit shook or things are feeling, it really reads in the work you do. And I think that's, like we were talking about theater school stuff, going back to basics is so important to just ground yourself and get the ego out of the way. Totally. Like all of that stuff, it will really trick you. It's crazy.
I hate when actors do this shit, but like I was definitely out with Hersey one night and I was just being very honest and very casual. I was like, am I even an actor anymore? And he was like, yes. Like, you just shut the fuck up. Like, he was so
you haven't worked for 6 months. Take a fucking breath.
Exactly.
I know. But it is like, it's such a competitive industry. And like,
there was one time where I was like, is this it?
Yeah, of course.
One time.
I remember like lying on my bed, like, I don't know if I can take this anymore.
Yeah.
You know? And then I got Supernatural.
There you go.
Classic. A banger. A classic Vancouver banger.
Yeah,
yeah, like banger. Everybody. Isn't Tyler on there? Like 4
Tyler,
times?
Nate was on that.
Sorry, my kid is... You're going to be on this podcast, okay, anybody?
It's a non-union podcast, unfortunately. We've got a little bit... Oh, honey buns. How is she so cute already?
She's like fresh. That is like
cute. Like usually when they're this fresh, they're a bit off. But she's beautiful.
She's got hair, like so much.
You know what I'm saying?
Hair.
You're like, go back inside for a bit.
She also looks kind of strong. I don't know. She has
I know.
muscles.
Why is she holding her head up already?
Why does she have muscles?
Hi, Mama.
Oh my God.
Hi. You are just an angel.
Face.
Oh, she's
That's crazy.
So beautiful.
Babies are crazy. I can't even like look at them sometimes. They're so wild. She's
I love
so
them
alert.
so much.
Like, yeah, why is she so alert?
She's like, why is this girl making that big face at me?
Can she even hear us? Or she see her faces? No, she
only
sees
sees
us.
your faces.
Holy. She's like, they're danger. I have to watch them.
Yeah. She's like, I got to protect Mom.
Yeah.
So all this being said, the reason why I'm bringing this up is to get back to you directing. It makes so much sense. You are ready to be a director. You know exactly what you're doing. And I bet it just like came naturally, but you've also been prepping for this for a long time, you know?
I think that people don't realize how much actors take in when we're on set. Everyone just jokes that we're like idiots, which like, yeah, most are. We are. I'm an idiot. They still always have to like point on the contract where to sign. Like I haven't been doing this for 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm like, where? Like, where do I sign? Like when I'm signing out at the end of the day too, sometimes they're like right here. They'll like circle it.
Here's a pen. You're like, thank you. It's
I don't think that like we're definitely babied.
Oh God.
But I don't think that people realize like how much we take in. And so I think that's why I was so adamant on people having fun on my set. I'm like, I will not be one of those people who like sets the tone and it's like chaos. You know what I mean? I want a fucking good, fun job to go to because we're shooting really hard in 17 days. Like we shot 17 days.
Yeah. Jesus.
You know? Yeah. So anyways, yeah. So I've been on nightmare sets and I was just like, I just don't want that for us.
Well, yeah, and it's like it's such a lucky job to have if you have it. And so making everybody there working so hard. Yes, the work is hard, but it's also really like lucky, great work. And just keeping that energy is important.
So what else did you? Oh yeah. So after we'll just talk about like Jacob Tierney, a love story.
Oh boy,
here we go again. If you listen to the podcast, you realize he comes into every
episode. People just
episodes. Like we're obsessed.
Yeah, but he did the Trotsky, so obviously I'm gonna. And then Good Neighbors.
Yeah.
And then we did Good Neighbors with Scott Speedman and Emily Hampshire. Who everybody thinks that we're sisters, including sometimes like we joke because we'll be like scrolling and think a picture of the other person is us.
Really?
Yeah. And people are, yeah. And
that's interesting. I wonder if I'm going to see that now.
Yeah,
though.
but now I can see it. Now that you've brought that to my attention. Oh, yeah. Have you ever played sisters?
No, we want to.
Okay.
We're like, hey, when are we going to cash in on this?
You know who played sisters with Emily Hampshire? My wife.
Really?
Yeah, in the new Inhumane, Caitlin Cronenberg's new movie.
Oh,
yeah,
that
she
also
played
kind
Emily
of
Hampshire's sister. Yeah,
the three of you guys could be all sisters.
Yeah.
I'm not included, but that's okay.
See you later.
But then me and Jacob did this crazy pilot for CBC. It's called Gavin Crawford's Wild West, and I played a character very much not unlike Tanis. And Gavin Crawford played 4 different characters, or maybe 5, a lot anyways. And it was kind of like Summer Heights High, or those shows where they have like a few different characters that they keep going. And he was playing this one guy who's like from Fort Mac, and I play his girlfriend. I was a bartender, and she was very much like Tanis. It's so weird, like looking back. Yeah.
Interesting.
Anyways, we did, and Jacob directed that.
So he saw that. Like, did you get cast just off of like an offer then for Letterkenny?
No, I auditioned.
Really?
No. Yeah.
That's shocking. I'm shocked because you've worked with Jacob before so many times, and like, but I guess I wonder.
You should audition for this. Wink, wink.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No. I got the audition, and then I was like Bill Skarsgård helped me with my lines.
Whoa, we were on set. Hello.
Cool.
Nah, I forgot. I remember that like a few weeks ago because I was. We were on set for Hemlock Grove, like a few of the last episodes.
Damn, Hemlock Grove.
Hemlock Grove.
And I got the audition, and I was like, I got to get this. It was like 4 lines. So when you get an audition like that, you're kind of like, all right, I got to do
something with it.
Again, you got to do that. You got to get fucking on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, but Jacob said that I was the only one who didn't audition like aggressively. Like I just kind of sat back in my power.
You let yourself be the You know,
which is a great lead into. I mean, we've been watching the series. We're obviously like halfway through season 2 of Letterkenny. It's been so weird to watch us all in this era because it feels like forever ago, but also not that long. I don't know. It's been bizarre, but. This isn't the first episode that we've seen Tanis, but every time you come on screen, you have such an incredible presence. And I've known that, and like we know that, but to rewatch it with kind of fresh eyes, I'm just like so impressed. And I hope you felt the same when you watched this episode. Like, were you was it weird? Like, what was your experience?
Yeah, well, it was kind of like, wow, that was so long ago, but not so long ago. Like, I'm like, I can't believe that was 10 years ago.
I know.
Yeah.
Like,
it's crazy.
What? So crazy. That was weird. But then it just also feels like 2 seconds ago. And then I was watching it and I'm like I've always been proud of the work I've done on Letterkenny.
Yeah.
Like I've always been like,
well, it's a great show. It just is. Like it's a well done show.
It is.
Yeah. I know.
But you nailed it in this episode, right? Like when I was watching, I was like, you're fucking funny.
Yeah.
You're funny.
And
it's like,
good.
It's subtle when it needs to be, and
I
it's
was like,
super
aggro.
Yeah. No, for sure. When you walk up to the car and then you do your little thing with it, I was like, oh, I got chills. This is good.
Well, okay. On that note, then let's go through this episode.
Talk about the episode.
When did you watch it?
literally right before we got online.
Perfect.
Just like us. That's what we do.
Yeah,
That's
just
what
like
we
us. Yeah, I mean, so this episode, it starts off where this is like the first episode where we learn that Stuart has an enormous penis. And
you're doing great work with that. You really, really affects you on an
upset.
emotional level.
I think it's the only time we see Katie emotional.
Yeah, truly
about
emotional.
anything. Yeah, she's pissed. 'Cause she didn't get a chance to experience that, I guess. But yeah, this is probably also Tyler's personal favorite scene just for his own reasons.
Which one? The first one?
Well, just like when they're like, where Wayne has, why did Wayne see Stuart naked?
It sounds like he came through the house naked. And I'm like, why was he in the house naked?
Yeah, I noticed that.
But it was because when he was hooking up with you, but he wasn't. And by you, I mean Katie.
Why would he be naked and I wouldn't know what he looked like naked? Anyways.
Maybe this was at the gym? Obviously
no
wouldn't go to the
idea.
gym. I don't know. We should rewatch that part. But I also felt the same way. I was like, how did he see his penis?
Yeah.
Are you guys watching it on like on something right now?
No.
No.
Okay, you're just thinking about
We just remember things really well.
We're just going through the episode. Yeah, I made some notes just to go through because again, like we haven't watched this. I mean, have you ever watched the series, or just did you watch it as it came out and then that's it, or just never?
Not even. Yeah.
Never.
I didn't fucking watch it really. No.
Yeah, fair enough.
I watched the first like 2.5 seasons.
I think that was what I did too.
Yeah.
And then I kind of was like, all right, I don't think I should be this involved in like watching it.
You
as it
know,
comes
and
out.
I get so weird. Like sometimes I would just watch my scenes just to be like, okay, that's what they did. Okay, that's what's out there.
Right.
I'm done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I kind of just need to see how I'm immortalized. You know what I mean?
Totally. You get one go at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just be like, kind of like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah. And it's also kind of informative to like your performance of like, okay, so this is where they want the character. This is what they're leaning into. Like this serves the story. It's kind of nice to get that, but you don't want to get too in your head about it either. Like you do want to just do your job.
I like, for me watching it, I'm just like, I just live for the moments off screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was just so fun.
Yeah.
It was so fun. It was so fucking fun. Look.
Yeah. You had some wild...
We've got a very cute baby on camera. It's very hard to focus.
Talking
I'm
on
sorry.
and off camera, like being moved around. Like you have to, right? You gotta move her like that, or else she demands to be moved.
Yeah. It was really, really fun. Like just, I don't know, just all of you guys and watching it and being like, oh my God, those are like my friends for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I'm so lucky, you know?
I know.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I'm so fucking lucky. Like these guys, I'm like, look at these beautiful dum-dums, the
hockey
boys.
Oh my God. Just getting the shit kicked out of them for the entire episode. Just getting progressively more beat up.
I just love them.
I know. They were great in this episode, actually. They play concussed beautifully.
It's almost like they've both been concussed a dozen times. Interesting.
Love those two.
Yeah, so this is like another episode that I have no recollection of, and then rewatching it, I'm like, oh, like all of this stuff. So like all this formative language. One of which I remember when this happened. Our first AD on set for this season, and I wish I remembered her name, but she was so funny. And she like had all these sayings. I think she was from North Bay, and the get off the cross, we need the wood line was something she would say when people were like complaining on set, like about anything. And Jared put it in, but it's like one of my favorite little isms from the show. Just a little tidbit, but I was like, oh yeah, that whole thing.
I actually, from this episode, I took the way that Daryl cooks steak.
Yes.
And that's how I cook steak.
Grill
I think
marks.
of that every time. Yeah. I'm always like, okay, 4 minutes each side, take it off and then down the hatch. Like, I think about it every time.
Yeah.
Basically, the crux of the episode here, I'm just going to break down what it's about.
Yeah.
It's about the hockey players having what's called the native flu and being scared of playing hockey against the senior A native team because they know they're going to get the shit kicked out of them. Yeah. But then more so, they're scared of even getting into the rink because they know that Tanis and her crew are going to beat the shit out of them before they even get in. So they get the Hicks to help them out to like act as a buffer so that they only get the shit kicked out of them on the ice.
And I like that the Hicks show up to this fight with your crew and they've brought like coolers of food and a grill.
What?
that is also just like, I guess they were assuming that it would take a while. So they're like, well, bring a snack. But it's never really discussed.
No, it's just there.
It's just there. And then they start talking about steak. And then it's kind of like this back and forth between the crew's like toughest guys fighting. And it's a very intense, kind of weird slow-mo fight. This one felt like particularly graphic. Like I feel like every punch was directly to the head.
It feels like weirdly disproportionate, like how the kicks are winning these fights in a slow-mo way, and they don't even get like the natives aren't getting a single punch off.
Yeah, and I'm like, why is it all just straight to the temple every
slow-mo.
time? I don't like that.
But then they go to the hockey players, and the hockey players are being also demolished. So I guess there's this like that's supposed to be the balance that we strike,
the ebb and flow of it all.
Yeah,
I remember. This is the episode this is the lesson that I had where now I always wear sunscreen on my fucking head.
Oh no.
Because I noticed your part because this was also the era of the side bang. We were all falling victim to it.
Got
so
roasted?
we all had this like crazy side bang deep part in our hair. I also had to learn this lesson. Continue.
Yeah, no, that was when I think of, like, that's what I always think of when I see that episode. I'm like, oh, my fucking sunburn. Because you don't fucking notice while it's happening. And then suddenly
it hurts so bad.
And when you brush your hair, oh my God.
Ooh. And then you get like gorgeous dandruff just sprinkling down your face.
And you can see it in one shot in particular. I'm like, oh my God.
I didn't notice,
like at the end,
by the way.
I would never have known without knowing that. That's
at the
wild.
end when I have the dog, I think. It's like around there.
Yeah, the three.
Ooh, she's pink.
She's pink. And you're kind of blonde, too. I was like, oh, I forgot that Tanis was so blonde at this time. Yeah.
Yeah. You see my hair go through different things.
Stages. Me too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We've talked a lot about Katie's hair in the first season I look fucked in season 1. It's so
I don't remember
bad.
what it was.
It was just pin straight.
Pin straight.
Yeah.
And then
mine too.
Yeah.
Mine was pin straight.
Pin straight. It's not, it doesn't
like
do the
ironing
best
board
for us.
straight. Like somebody actually just was like, oh, we're not allowed to have any shape here.
Okay, so there's like this, we're trying to negotiate essentially to be able to like get back in business in Letterkenny. You're doing this fight off. And then we have our kind of B plot. That's what they say, right? Fight off.
You're such a good fighter. I can tell you do this all the time. I've never heard those two words together.
A good old-fashioned fight off.
The fuck?
I've never had a fight in my whole life.
No.
Okay, and then the B plot is there's this kind of like skid dancing. Did you how much do you love the skids dancing though?
I was like, oh, these guys.
I love them.
And what's his name is Alex DeJordy. Yeah. I was like, whoa, this is old school.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I
didn't realize he was in the first 2 seasons. Mm-hmm. That's why I thought you guys were still in the first season. I was like, oh, this is, and then I was like looking at season 1. I'm like, wait, which episode is this?
But and then that's when you got really mad.
No, I was like, I'm only in the last episode of season 1, right?
For the fight.
Yeah.
Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like my daughter. It's like season. I think it's episode 5 and 6 maybe because it's like your father apparently. Who like again? I'm like, is he really your dad? Like, you call him Bubba Wally in this episode? I don't know. Did you know that was your father?
I mean, I've known about this person. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like when we were shooting. Yeah. I read the script.
She read it.
I just mean like when he comes on the car, I'm like Bubba Wally. Like that's her dad.
Yes.
Is that her dad?
Okay. So the funny thing about that, he actually turned out to be from my sister's ex's reserve. I think he was from Moose Factory, like way up north. I'm pretty sure. And he was like, he was funny. A Cree guy. Yeah, Bubba Wally. And then you never see him again.
No, you never see. I think this is finally the last time you see him.
I think so. Yeah.
And I think he's the only adult. Exactly. I think we're all kids.
Yeah.
He's the only like
true adult.
One of our parents.
Person over 50. Yeah.
Person over 40, really. Like it's
he got stricken by the like weird thing that happens to you when you turn 50 in Letterkenny, where you just like disintegrate.
Disappear.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you something about in the first season. I remember doing that scene where we all like meet up and you kick me in the box and all that stuff. But I remember no. I think the whole episode, I haven't watched it in a long time, obviously, but is me just like coming around the corner, right? To like meet up with the skids. A lot of like coming around the corner at the dollar store. Or right?
Yeah.
I think. Anyways, so I remember when I kind of clicked like what kind of show we're on, I was like, okay, wait. And like to Jacob, I'm like, where am I coming from? Like, what do I, and also like, I don't have any, like, I'm just like walking, like I don't have like a purse or anything.
Yeah. He's like, correct. Action.
He's
like, okay.
He's like, what do you mean where? Like, I love Jacob because he's just so like semi-abusive. Not abusive,
No,
but
right,
like, he's like, what do you mean? Come on. He's like, what do you mean? Where are you coming from? You're coming from around that corner.
Yeah. There's no moment before. This is Letterkenny.
Go.
Yeah, literally. I was like, what's my intention? He's like, I don't know. Anyways,
care.
moving on. No intention. Just say your lines. I'm like, okay.
That's
right.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, oh, okay. So this is like, I'm like, we're a cartoon.
We're a cartoon.
And they're
100%.
like,
yes.
He's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, we're just a cartoon. Okay, I get it. Now this is all because like
of
every like, what is the tone? What are we playing here?
Yes.
And then so that was that moment when
it clicked in.
the first.
Well, it makes things like the fight off make a lot more sense. When you think of it like a cartoon, it's like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
Cooking meat over there, and they're all standing. There's 15 guys. They could just go kill them, but they're like, no,
sense.
we're waiting for the big dude to arrive from the car he's teleporting out of. Like, they're all just sitting in that car.
I know.
Like, what's going on?
Like a 9-person.
What are you fucking talking about?
Oh no!
It's so, and even the way Wayne turns around and walks away. That's another thing where you're like, that physicality is so cartoon.
He
It's
sticks
like,
his head out the window to be like, "Yep."
yeah, I know.
I know. Yeah, he's so good.
It's very good.
very
And then,
funny.
so then we've got like kind of the skid, again, another really hostile interaction between Katie and Roald, where you call me a hooker. Tough word. But
You're so cute.
it's so
Like,
cute that you
Evan,
can say it
so
somehow.
No, that's not what I'm cool. I'm scary.
I'm like,
Oh, yeah,
look
right.
at him. Like, you're just like this in the corner.
Yeah. Doing the weirdest like air guitar squat dance I've
That's
ever
actually
seen.
I copied. There's a YouTube video, you can look it up after. It's called crabcore. It's a type of emo where they do their bass playing in a deep crab lunge and they go back and forth, mass attack. It's I love doing that. It's very fun, very good for the thighs. Anyway, just a
Disturbing image. But
It's so funny because with the show too, like you feel like you're kind of you are in these little groups, right? Like I'm like, I don't know what you guys had to research to fucking
right. You're like, what do you mean? Attack. That's what they're called. Yeah.
I'm like crab
Crabcore.
Okay.
I love it. Imagine they had Tanis doing crabcore at some point. That would be really out of character. That'd be good.
okay, this is my question for you. If you could have had one episode where you played another character, is there a character you would have chosen?
Ooh.
Do you guys already have answers?
Do I
Is
have
this
an
question
answer?
only for me?
Well,
Okay,
just
I'll
because
come up with an
you're a
answer.
very special guest, but we can answer it too.
Oh my God, who would I want to be? Like all of the things are just.
I'd want to be Stuart.
Oh, really?
I think I'd want to be Glenn.
Oh,
That's
Glenn's
great
a great
answer.
pick too. Those are both
Yeah.
good. I think I'd want to try and play one of the hockey players.
Yeah.
I think
Wow.
I'd have a fun time being like, "Hey, buddy," like, and just just speaking very quickly and doing the buddy.
I think because the female characters on Letterkenny are so stoic, obviously, and like ultimate kind of cool, really strong people. And so
Other
that's why
than Gail. But
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
she's pretty strong.
she's cool and
Yeah, she
strong, but
is.
she's certainly not stoic.
No, but she like,
She's whatever the opposite of
but she is
stoic is.
exactly who she is at all
Gyrating.
times. She never wavers. She's so secure in whatever the hell she's up to.
She's a freak, though. She's one of
She's
the
a
skids.
freak.
She's more of like a skid than any other. Like, you
But
can
see,
put her
whereas
in that category.
but you Roald and Stuart are so deeply insecure that that's like so fun to play
that's
with.
true.
That's
She's
why
not
I want. That's
insecure.
why I would want to play a skid
That's
because it's
true.
such a different energy than a Katie or a Tanis. You know.
Yeah. Did you ever find playing Tanis, like finding difficulty playing that secure, like that cool, that confident ever? Or was it never an issue for you? You're
The answer is no.
Like, who cares? That's me. It doesn't matter.
Well, no, no, it's not me. It's like this totally alter ego. Like that is not fucking me at all. I mean, maybe it's like a ramped up version of people, many women and girls I know in my community.
Yeah.
It's basically like them all rolled into one. It's like my version of it ramped up to like 100, you know?
Cartoon level.
But it's not, like it's not. No, I mean, fake it till you make it. Like like, you know what I mean? The confidence, even when like now still, like before I walk into like an event, I'm like, okay, let's just fucking, hi, yes, I am confident right now.
I did direct and write movies. Yeah.
No, I'm not tired.
2 children, so what?
No, I'm not leaking through my blouse right now. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
So I definitely, that was like something I had to like put on. But I will say, I remember there was one season where I mean, you guys are going to have me back because you have to, but I remember there was one season where just before that, I had been playing like a really happy character. I don't remember what I was just playing, but I mean, because like I worked on so many different things, like small parts on a million different shows. Like there was one summer where I think I was on like 5 or 6 shows as a recurring character. It was mental. Like I would wake up and I'd be like, what city am I in? Oh yeah. Okay.
Like,
I'm in
who am
Halifax.
I?
Okay. Yeah. What? And then it was, I don't recommend it, to be honest.
Yeah, that's tough.
But I remember there was like this one time where I was playing some kind of happy character, and then I get back to Letterkenny, and they're like, "Why are you so happy?" like Tanis was just like, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, "Oh yeah." I'm to be angry. She's always so angry.
She is, but like, I think what's cool about what you did with that character, I think it could have been, and I mean, I guess that's true for most of the Letterkenny characters. It could have been so 2-dimensional so easily, but you found like such great, like you always like Tanis, even when she's at her
She's a jelly center. You can tell. Like there's like the sweetness. There's like a really soft,
she's definitely
sensitive.
layered, of course. And that's all
and you ride for her. Like you're just like, oh, and I always felt, I mean, selfishly, I was like, her and Katie need to be friends. It makes so much sense that they'd be like best friends. They're so similar
100%.
and very different, but like there's a similar kind of like,
there's a respect.
Yeah.
Well, even just in this episode, like they show that at the end of it, it's not just about beating each other up. She's just trying to support her community. Yeah. And then the 3-legged dogs, when you're holding up Sassy, hold up Sassy and you're like, what about another 3-legged dog? I was like, I'm like, you're booping him on the nose. And you're like, isn't she cute? I was like, this is sweet. Like this isn't, you're not angry. You're so sweet.
It was so cute to see Brad and Dylan.
Oh, they're such good boys.
And like 10 years
they're
ago.
They're both such good boys. It's so, you got to work with them a lot. They're like.
And Dylan is about to have his second kid.
Holy.
I was literally just texting with him before we spoke.
And God.
Yeah, he's about to have his second kid in June.
I love that.
Pretty cool.
That is, I know, God.
Papa Dylan.
All right, so to wrap this episode up, I guess I would say it really just ends with this kind of cute moment between Wayne and Tanis, where you guys are
cute.
Well, it starts cute, and then it's like one of those rare moments in Letterkenny where there's physical contact, and you grab his belt loop, which I fully
and then kind of twist it. There's like an aggressiveness to the grab. You yank him.
You pull him close.
Well, I'll tell you something. Please. As a very, in my head, picky, precise actress.
Yep, let's hear it.
I fucking hate the takes that they use, only because, no, I don't hate all of them. You hear my voice crack a bit a few times, and I hate it because
when you're doing the
I'm
sexy
like speaking
voice,
that, I'm like doing like the like low register or whatever, and you hear, and I can. Like it wasn't constant. Like if I was doing like an audio book, I would have started over. You know,
it sounded like vocal fry. It sounded like you were doing like a sexy, like.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
I definitely didn't notice. That's some
You'll
actor
notice
shit.
My like sunburned head and my fucking that part.
The only
too,
thing I
yeah.
noticed was you being hilarious and delight the entire episode. So sorry. No, I didn't see any of that stuff. Sorry about it.
Sorry about it. No, it was great. I mean, I guess, like, how did you, overall thoughts of this episode? Was it weird? Was it kind of nice to go back and watch it?
It was so nice to watch because I've never, like, well, I mean, that was one of the episodes that I obviously like did watch. I didn't, like we said in the beginning, like I would kind of went to like 2.5 and then would just, again, watch some of my scenes. But watching it was just like I'm like, oh yeah, this is a cool fucking weird show that we were a part of. And I was like, it's just so nice that you guys are doing this. It's really nice. It's nice to have an excuse to talk to you guys like in an official way.
When I bumped into you when we
Not
were
that we
just
don't
like
text,
shopping and I just saw you like just shopping the other day.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh my God, why don't we do this more often?
I know. So yeah, watching it was like kind of making me a little bit nostalgic. And I'm excited for you guys to do so many more of these episodes because you guys have a lot of work ahead of you.
Yeah, we'll have you back when we have like Jade. When Jade starts showing up, there's like other people who like and other things that happen. You show up a bajillion more times. So if you want to come back, you know where to find us.
What do you mean want to? Like, yes.
Okay.
You have to. It won't be as chaotic next time because we'll do it during the day where my kid is at school and stuff like that.
Perfect.
So, but it's just one of those that are seared into my brain as well. And you forget that it's all there. And you're just, as you're watching it, you're like, oh my God. Like I think there was a bunch of the scenes were on my demo.
Yeah.
So I think it's also seared into my brain because of that. I like all of the work with, anyways, it was really nice. I want to do it again.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad because it is it's a strange thing to be like, hey, go back and watch yourself in this show that ended, pretty recently, but we started so long ago. It is kind of an ask, but we've said this so many times, but it's been so much more fun for us than we thought. We were both kind of like dreading the actual rewatch process, but it's kind of like, I'm like, oh, I feel more proud of this project than I thought I would.
Absolutely.
Right? That's how I was feeling too. I was like, oh, this is kind of a kick-ass show.
And getting to like hang out with their friends. Like, I feel like I know there's a lot of rewatch podcasts out there and they watch their shows. I'm not going to like throw anyone under the bus, but I've like listened to a couple out of curiosity and some of them, it sounds like, oh, you guys don't want to be talking to each other.
You don't like you're not friends. We're all actually not friends. At all.
We are actually friends. Yeah.
Every time I get to have someone on, we're like, oh my God, it's been so long. Can you do that? What are you doing?
Well, I know you're so busy, but do you have time to we do this portion called Spare Hearts where we've got random people sending us questions about usually like their love life and then we give them advice because we're
it doesn't have to be
actors.
Good advice. It doesn't have to be good advice.
Well, we're also the least qualified to do this, but here we go.
Okay, so question 1. This question has a name. It's called Why Date Anyway? I'm a 21-year-old female who has never been in a relationship. I have had crushes, but nothing lasting over a couple months. I've comforted friends during heartbreak. For some friends, it feels like they are constantly crying over someone treating them badly, or an error in communication has taken them an entire day to get over. I'd say I live a content life with hobbies and jobs that make me happy. I could never imagine putting my happiness or validation in the hands of another person, but sometimes I look around and almost everyone is coupled to another person in one way or another. What makes relationships something you want to do? Missed the Memo. It's signed by Missed the Memo from Chicago.
That is a long fucking question.
21.
So what is the question?
The question is, this person has never been in a relationship. They're 21. They're wondering, why would you ever get in a relationship? What's the point?
They seem exhausting. I mean,
all their friends are always crying over someone. Who cares? Why do it? Fucking is good. Number 1.
You don't have to do it. Like,
yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah,
I like having some. Like, he's like my best friend.
Yes, I think that's the important thing.
You're doing life with your best friend. But I mean, we wouldn't have worked. We worked now.
Yeah, not at 21.
We both had to go through our things, and yeah, I don't know. You have to find somebody that you actually want to
do that with.
I agree. I think 21, you're not going to find the person you're going to be with. So you might as well go hook up with a few people and have some fun and go on some fun dates.
Yeah.
You don't have to find a life partner.
Keep it loose.
Keep it loose.
And don't even think about it, really.
Don't even think about it.
It's nice to have, but it's nice. But I think they're asking, like, what's the point of being in a relationship? I mean, I think it's companionship, you know? And having a bestie that you can rock life
It
with.
is nice to like have like Alana and I are like, we're like, let's watch our show again tonight. That feeling of watching your show together.
I love that.
That's an incredible feeling.
So cozy.
It's so small, so cozy.
That said, okay, I do think that there's like a fallacy that relationships are for everybody, and we've been kind of programmed, especially women. You can be, and I don't know if this is like a really chuggy thing to say, but like self-partnered or whatever. And I'm seeing a lot of people talking about that, where it's like, I don't want to be in a relationship because for me it's too draining or whatever, and I don't want children. I want to travel. Whatever they want doesn't include tying themselves to another person, and that's like fine too. That doesn't make you.
I'm all right with that concept. Fucking hate the word self-partnered. That was disgusting. That just sounds like you're just. That sounds like hey, do you want to hook up? And you're like, yes,
because
please.
It came out of your mouth, you didn't like
I
it.
shuddered. My body tensed up.
Self-partnered.
But that's what the terminology
like
that I'm
amoeba.
hearing is, where it's like there's a lot more people choosing that now. For exactly the same reasons.
Intentional singledom.
Yeah, where you're like, wait, it all looks kind of fucked. I don't want to do that. And that's fair. If you feel that way, like, don't judge yourself. But you might meet, like Dio said, the love of your life who you want to actually rock life with. And that's
it just ends up being the best friend of your life. Like, I legitimately think.
It's my best friend.
Yeah, like relationships can. I've had a lot of relationships that are so much work. It's crazy. And none of them worked out. That's how it happened. But now my current relationship.
But it also has to be
chill.
someone that you want to, like. I was in love with my boyfriend for like 20 years.
Whispering.
And so when I finally got with him, I was like, I can't fuck this up.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Cute.
That's so cute.
So
I didn't know that it was that long.
I fucked up all my other ones. But
you kept
this
him
one,
pure.
Well, this one I was just like, I finally got what I wanted, so I can't fuck it up.
Aww.
You know?
I love that. That's sweet. Yeah.
Look at you
So
now.
I think it's also about like wanting to be the best person that you can be. Like, I can't do it for myself when I'm alone. Like, to take a multivitamin, I could not fucking take a multivitamin to save my fucking life before. And then I became a mother, and I'm like,
You're popping them like fucking.
I was like prenatals, like every day. I had like my alarm set. I will do things for other people.
Yeah, you are a very generous person. You are a very selfless person in that respect.
But that makes sense, though, because it's like when you're alone too much, I think I've actually said this before, but you can just think that all the dumb little idiosyncrasies and like nuanced kind of choices you make are normal, and it's good to have a person to be able to watch you and be like, that's crazy. Dude. You need to take vitamins. Like, come
take
on.
all vitamin. Floss your fucking teeth.
Floss your teeth. Have a shower. God.
Yeah, you're not showering. All right, you want to do the next question?
Yeah,
here?
next question.
This one's really interesting, and I feel like you're going to be like, this is the longest question I've ever heard in my fucking life, so I'm going to try and summarize it for you.
Summarize it, yeah.
I'm going to summarize this since I know what this guy's getting at. What's up, you guys? This one's kind of heavy. My wife, Lily, has been seriously considering becoming a surrogate. She loved being pregnant with our son, but we both agree that we don't want to raise another child. The issue is that while her pregnancy was smooth, the birth was kind of rough. And you don't really want to know how rough, like and he kind of goes into it a little bit. And then
what are we talking here?
It's a little dangerous, a little bit dangerous.
Like
there seems to be her placenta separated. She lost a lot of blood. Doctor came at the last minute, saved their lives. Honestly, kind of scary is what he says. She assured me that the surrogacy agency that she was working with would make sure that she had proper care, and he doesn't doubt that they would do that. But he lives in Texas, and he's like, access to emergency medical care is not great, especially anything that would require an abortion to save her life. It's restricted to a terrifying degree if complications arose. He's expressed his concerns. She knows exactly where he stands, but he also knows that this is something she really wants to do. So he stopped bringing it up because he doesn't think there's anything she or the agency could say that would make him feel like completely comfortable with it, but he totally gets it. And he's just kind of stuck because he loves and supports her, but he also doesn't want to just sit in silence. And he feels like, what do I do? How do I navigate this? How do I balance respecting her choices with my very real fear for her safety in a state that won't protect her?
Whoa.
I know. It's intense, right?
It's good that we're the three that are going to tackle this. We're like, well, one of us went to theater school, so we've got a bit of training.
No, but this is a fascinating question to me because it's just like he loves his wife. She has
First of all, I get why he's scared. Like, because like looking back on my first kid, the C-section was emergency C-section, and it was during COVID.
Oh yeah.
So it was just like fucking crazy. And only in retrospect am I like, wow, that was actually a very traumatic
super traumatic
birth. And I was totally had postpartum depression and like, and it was crazy. It was fucking crazy. So I get not wanting to go through that again, or being nervous about that. And then the surrogacy, I mean, I get wanting to do it, I would not unless I would have considered it before if this last pregnancy didn't fucking rock my, like, it was hard. And I was like, I never want to do this again. And this is the fucking cherry on top. Like that is totally making me never want to do it again, know?
Were you just like sick or were you don't have to say
I was sick. I had morning sickness for the first trimester. And I was like working so fucking much, which was wild because my first pregnancy was COVID. So I just sat on my ass.
Yeah.
And then, so this one I was like working, so sick. And I had a crazy sinus and ear infection at the same time. It was fucking horrible. And then I had, gestational diabetes and my movie was like premiering.
No.
And then I had the baby, C-section, which went totally fine. And then a week after, I had super high blood pressure, like concerningly high blood pressure, where I had to take. It was just like everything.
Yeah, it was just a lot. Well, it's no joke.
I would
being
take
pregnant
diabetes
is
over
joke.
No, and you have the support of like
it's no joke
of like the healthcare system here, obviously, to actually like you get to do these things, which is the main point for him is that like he lives in a state where they can't necessarily do the same sort of intervention. Yeah,
which is, I mean, obviously just absolutely batshit crazy. Sorry.
I don't
what
even
the
know how to,
fuck is wrong with anyway?
So how does he navigate his feelings surrounding that? Like, what does he do to like, does he just have to tell her again? Like, because he can't harass her about it, but at the same, it's like her body. She gets to choose what to do.
Yeah, but it's also, they have a child together. They're like, there's some responsibility with like bringing a human being into the world and then also considering not putting yourself at extra risk that could affect, it's not just about you when you're in a family. But I mean, it is her body. And if you believe in your body, your choice, which it sounds like this person does, and obviously we all do, it's kind of like she will have to be the person to ultimately make that decision, but you're allowed to express just how concerned you are.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your concerns are valid.
Yeah, your concerns are definitely valid. Especially, I wasn't really even thinking about the whole family dynamic aspect. Like they have a kid, they have a family.
Yeah. And maybe that's the approach you take if you're going to talk to her. Be like, look, we have a responsibility. I'm not going skydive. I'm not like, what's a free climbing?
Imagine he's like a professional free climber. Like this is what he does for a living. He's like, damn it.
Yeah. Like, there are some things where you're like, I'm not going to put myself in unnecessarily risky situations anymore because that's just like a shitty thing to do. So it's fair. Like I would maybe take that approach of being like, we're all in this together. It's not really just you, but I'm going to do my best to support and blah, blah, blah.
Surrogacy is kind of wild in the States too. Like, can't you get paid out there? Like you can make money.
Yeah.
Like that's part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
In Canada, you can't make money. You have to just like give them a car or something. Like that's
the
closest
you pay for all
get.
their expenses.
And their expenses could be like school or something.
Like a payment. No, it's like housing, food, whatever care, and that's like, I mean, that's a job. That's
so it's
what
like
jobs
it's like
pay
a
for.
secret payment. It's a secret, right? Exactly.
But you have to. I think I don't know. I've never been through the process, but I have friends that have, and you have to reimburse. You have to like get receipts and send it to the. So it's all kind of very above board. Whereas in the States, I think it's like,
here's $1 million. Have my baby. Like you're very healthy.
Exactly. Which I think is like the Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like that's what they do. Like
I would be a surrogate for Kim Kardashian.
That would be so weird if Michelle Milet was Kim Kardashian's surrogate. Like, what access would you have? It'd be such an odd life.
Be so weird, but like, I bet whoever did that for her got a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah.
Would you do that for like, if someone was like, here's $1 million, will you be a surrogate? Would you do it?
It's gotta be more than $1 million, right?
2 million, 3 million,
5 million.
5 million.
Yes, for $5 million.
5 is the number?
I would do it.
All right, you heard it here on the podcast, folks.
I would do it.
If you've got 5 million and you want to,
I
would do it for 3.
For 2. I do it for 2.
Do it against yourself. Don't.
2 million USD, which is basically 3 million.
You're negotiating against yourself. What are you doing, guys? Stop it.
So anyone, let us know. Send us an email.
3 million cash. Send it first, and then
we're interested.
Talk.
Yeah.
We're interested. Okay. Well, this was really great.
Unbelievably fun talking to you. Is there anything else you wanted to tell us about other than the wallpaper? Watch the movie Seeds.
Your amazing movie Seeds.
Is there anything else we need to know right now to check out?
No, I'm just chilling.
Okay, I like
that. Not really. I mean, I'm doing
you're
stuff.
Gearing up to leave for this big project. When are you going?
Monday.
Oh wow!
Aren't you working on something? What are you doing?
I'm shooting a movie.
I'm only going for like 4 days. What are you shooting?
I'm shooting a movie in Yellowknife that's like, I'm there for like a month, but I'm kind of going for like a few days and then I'm back for a few days.
That's
and
what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those. But I'm excited. I've never been up north before and I'm hoping to see the Northern Lights. I'm like quite excited.
Oh, that's awesome. I've never been up there either.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we'll
What's
see.
the movie? Oh, did you sign an NDA?
I did sign an NDA.
So did Dio. She just decided to tell us.
So yeah, okay, well, so excited for you and congratulations on everything.
Thank you for having me on here.
Yay.
I better get a call in like a few. I'm gonna look at what my next big episode is. I'm gonna be like,
waiting.
Those bitches better call me. Yeah.
All right, well, careful what you wish for because we'll call you.
Next time won't be so chaotic. Thanks for sorry to the editor guy.
We love you so much. You're so good as Tanis. You're so good in everything. And we're just, we love you so much. So thank you for coming on Spare Parts.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Me.